you can definitely sit down and hammer out beats all day, every day. But at some point, if all you're looking at is your computer screen all day, you're going to start to just get in a rut. Did you ever try to sell out for snowboarding like I did in middle school and sucked at it and then went back to
I did snowboard a couple times. Like I've tried snowboarding, but I never was like, I'm a snowboarder like half of the kids did. And that was in middle school. The same thing happened. So where are you from?
I'm from Seattle. I live in Bend, Oregon now.
Oh, okay, sick.
But yeah, I was a skier my whole life. Also very avid outdoorsman, mountain biking, dirt bikes.
Nice.
And I basically in like 7th grade when snowboarding got really cool, I was like, oh fuck, skiing's not cool anymore. I got to try snowboarding. And actually I tried snowboarding up at Mount Bachelor for the first time, and I sucked ass at it. Even though I was okay at skateboarding, I was hardwired for skiing, so I couldn't snowboard for shit. And I was like, whatever, I'll just ski. And then 10 years later, now skiing's like as cooler in the eyes of like younger generations, which is so funny that
it made a comeback a little while ago, 7-8 years ago. It was like, or honestly, right when I was going into college, I was getting out of high school, like 05, like that 4-year period. Skiing started to have that revolution of like freestyle skiing, like the half pipe competition started to get skiers in it. Twin tips got really popular. And then just like, now it's just kind of become like, I really like the scene because snowboarders and skiers like really mesh well and get along. And they're all like, dude, we're doing the same thing. Just whatever, whatever kind of stick you want to ride on down this mountain is like, we're all down for it, Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. There used to be this weird feud. And I think it was because most of our parents grew up in an age where snowboarding was a hippie sport that was ruining their mountains. Like for whatever reason, the old guard always has such an issue with fucking new cool things that the kids like. And so there was always this kind of like butting heads. And then as like the people that grew up with both got to a certain age, we were all like, wait, what? It doesn't.
Half my friends snowboard, half my friends ski. Why would I be a bigot about it? Chill out, guys. We're all having fun. We can all get on the chairlift. Just calm down. I feel you. I was a skier, and everybody in middle school like jumped over to snowboarding. I was like, no, I finally got good enough to keep up with my friends on these kind of sticks. I'm not switching, goddammit. I've tried snowboarding a few times. It's plenty fun too, but yeah, once you stick with it, it's like, it's like the wars producers go through over DAWs. Like, oh, no, I'm in Ableton, screw Logic. No, I'm in Logic, screw Machine. Like, shut up. Can you make dope beats? Is your shit hot? Dope. If not, still dope. Keep trying. It's all about what you personally like to do and what you're good at. Just rock with it.
Do you take inspiration and like, I don't know, like infuse the mountains into your music? Do you feel like that kind of makes its way into your art?
I think at a fundamental level of trying to incorporate organic sounds and like soundscapes and textures, I've always had like, I'll take sounds from anything that I can imagine, but a lot of times it's really natural sounds to get like that feel, because you're just kind of symbolically, you're using like other types of vibrations into your music rather than just digital creation or whatever. So definitely like that. The whole vinyl feel kind of reminds me of that. Like listening to vinyl just reminds me of like being in the woods with that crackle. It's kind of like listening to the buzz of the insects and stuff going on. So
I always feel like I write better music after a weekend in the woods, whether it's mountain biking, snowmobiling, camping, it doesn't fucking matter. After I've not sat in front of my computer for 24 to 48 hours, I will always sit down and write something that just feels fresher, I think. And we've touched on this before, but I think it's important that people understand the concept that like diversity of inputs results in a diversity of outputs in a creative sense, right? Like if you can definitely sit down and hammer out beats all day, every day. But at some point, if all you're looking at is your computer screen all day, you're going to start to just get in a rut, you know? So whether it's just taking a walk outside, take a different street you haven't taken, anything to trigger some impulse that is not your everyday helps kind of break out of those kinds of ruts, you know?
Totally.
I heard that described as like having an event horizon, like where this is that introducing that novelty in your life, like. And it was, I was listening to Russell Brunson's podcast, and he was referring to how, you know, every year as you get older, it feels like that year went faster. And scientifically, they've researched that that's because your brain starts deleting the parts of life that are the same all the time. So like if every day you wake up and you do the exact same thing, your brain's like, we don't really need to store that part because we've woken up and drank coffee and, you know, read the newspaper a million times. So let's just delete that whole time section. We don't really need to store that. Whereas like when you were a kid, every single moment was brand new. And every time you tried a food, it was brand new. And every time you went somewhere, it was brand new. And being in the car and looking out the window, it was brand new. That's why car rides seemed to take forever. Like I remember my first time going skiing, that hour in the car felt like the longest time to get to Snoqualmie. Yeah. Whereas now I can blink and miss that. But then, you know, if you make sure to go out of your way and find novel things in your life, put aside time to have new experiences or similar experiences in completely new places, then you'll actually like really burn those into your memory.
I love that. Yeah, no, that's definitely a concept that I've realized. For instance, you take a 2-week vacation to Hawaii, you stay at the same resort the whole time. That vacation feels like it fucking flies by. But you take a 2-week vacation to Europe, and every 2 or 3 days you're in a new city, and every day, because you don't have that much time, you're doing a widely different thing. At the end of that trip, it actually feels like you've been there for a while, which is funny because it's the same amount of time. The Hawaii vacation just feels like you blinked and it was gone. And the other one, you're like, you know, I'm actually like, that was a good vacation. I'm ready to go home. I've noticed that, and I couldn't explain it before, but now that concept you just mentioned is perfect.
Yeah, that's like really interesting. They studied that. Sorry, Seancy.
No, go ahead.
No, that was it.
That's it? They studied it? Oh, man. I'm curious what you're going to say now. I was just going to add, like, I like what you're saying, Luke. I listened to a guy named Jason Silva, and he talks about, he's always repurposing other people's like stuff into his concepts, but he's like, it's like the been there's and done that's of the adult mind. It's like what's really important to our minds and what stands out in our memories is novelty. So like what you were describing is novelty is what really stands out. And I think that loops back to what you were saying, Evan, about making music, because you kind of become across novel ideas and novel experiences and circumstances when you change your environment and when you stretch your limitations a little bit and you do things that are outside of the normal. And so I think it's a huge important thing for people to do new things, always learn, try things that are outside your comfort zone, and then see, especially if you're an artist, how it affects your art. I feel like that is one good way to like see as a window into people is their art. So you hear this music that's amazing, you can probably kind of infer like that person is really interesting. They're doing some cool things. They've been places and they've tried and experienced things. I could tell because their music makes me like my skin tingle, or like their painting makes me like gaze forever at it or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a huge thing for the art creative for me too. Same. It's like, since I'm creating at a place where I'm pretty sedentary all the time, it's like huge for me to just be like, okay, what am I doing today? I'm getting in the ocean. I'm going outside. I'm walking around barefoot. I'm trying some other stuff. Like I'm about to go backpacking in August, back up in Mammoth just for a couple nights and try to fly fish and catch some fish and camp under the stars and like live while I'm living. So
best fishing is always in a lake that you have to hike to, because fishermen at large are surprisingly lazy. If you hike half a mile up a hill to get to a lake, your competition has dropped by 95%.
True.
I like it.
What's up, humans? It's Luke, your friendly neighborhood trap Jesus. Thank you so much for watching our videos. We appreciate you. Remember to like and subscribe to our channels. And if you have any questions or topics that we need to cover on the show, put them in the comments. Appreciate you. Peace and peace among worlds.